Hey everybody, in today's episode of Adventures with Dan and Tracy, we're going to go over some quick tips for you to make your hotel stay the best it can be. So, let's get started. Yeah, a little quieter, but these tips are in no particular order. Yes. All of them are important. Yes. So, let's begin with tip number 1, in the bathroom. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day they used to give these little shampoo bottles and lotion bottles. But people would always take those. Not that we would ever do that after their stay. But now they switched over to these dispensers. Now that makes perfect sense. It saves them a lot of money. But the thing is, you have no idea if somebody's going to put pee in there or spit and mix it up in there. So we highly recommend bringing your own shampoo, your own body lotion, your own soap. So that's a big tip right there. All right, next tip, number 2. Okay, one thing that can make or break a hotel is the presence of bed bugs. Well, it would break it, not make it. So we highly recommend before you sleep, just, turn over the pillows, lift up the mattress cover, lift up the mattress even, and see if there's any evidence of bugs, okay? This is something you definitely don't want, because if you sleep in a hotel room with bed bugs, you're basically gonna have to dry clean everything to kill off all the bugs, all the eggs. It can get into your other clothing if you bring it home with you. So that's very important to do. Just always check, make sure that there are no bed bugs. If there are, talk with management. Maybe there's a cleaner room, or maybe they'll be able to go ahead and set you up with another hotel and give you your money back, because no hotel wants a bad review indicating the presence of bed bugs in their rooms. Okay, tip number 3. Window. We highly recommend always parking in a well-lit, visible area with where a lot of other cars are parked. That's just to maintain the safety of your vehicle. And if it can even be within the window of your room where you can see outside and then see your car, that would be perfect. Now, of course, some hotels have valet parking, so in that case you have no control over that. So do the best that you can so that way your car is in a safe place, well lit, where other cars are located. I never park near a place where other cars are pulling in, because it's too easy for somebody to accidentally clip you. So that's very important. Okay, I think we're on rule number 4? Quattro. People used to always have housekeeping come in, and they do a really, really good job. However, I don't know if you guys remember way back, but there was all this hidden camera footage of housekeepers stealing from guests. I mean, the vast majority of housekeepers are honest people, but if you're only going to be in a hotel room for a few days, try to do without housekeeping visiting. Rule number 5, Quattro. This is something Tracy always does about wiping down common touch points. You want to cover that real fast?
Oh yeah. Always clean off the remote control and any light switches, microwave, the refrigerator. I even wiped down the sink faucet and the toilet flusher.
The handle.
Anything that you touch, I always wipe down. Just quick. The other thing that I do, tip 6, is nobody is going to call us. Nobody. Nobody even calls me on my cell phone. So I always unplug the phone. Always, because I've had it ring before. And it's not good. It was wrong number, wrong room. It didn't end well.
A drunk call?
A drunk call, yes. I always make sure the alarm is off, because that also has gone off and awakened me, which doesn't make me a happy camper. So, tip number 8, I'm going to go back into the bathroom. Usually they give a plentiful amount of either hand towels or washcloths. I always put it on the ground, on the floor of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Always,
yes.
Always. And then I use that as the mat.
That's important to help avoid getting athlete's foot.
Yes, because you never know what's on the bottom of that.
That's true. And again, housekeeping does a great job with all these things, but there might be a newbie or someone who just, doesn't do it as thorough of a job because of they don't have as much work experience. So just something to keep in mind.
Mm-hmm.
We always try to get a room on the highest floor, away from the elevators, away from the stairwells, just to minimize the amount of noise that comes into the room. So that's something that we really, really recommend. I mean, of course, if you have mobility issues, then that may be a cause for concern. But when you're in the highest room, you don't have to listen to people walking over you over your ceiling. So just something important to know. And that leads to tip number 10 about the fan.
I always bring a fan.
It just helps create white noise to cover up any sounds in the hallways, and the white noise also helps you fall asleep a little bit better, a little bit more readily. So
those are our 10 tips, Trip.
Yep, those are 10 tips for the best possible hotel stay. Anyway, if you thought of any other tips that you would like to share with anybody, please leave a comment below. We would love to hear any other advice that you might have about the best possible hotel stay.
Yes.
Yeah, so and of course it goes without saying to always check reviews on Google, TripAdvisor. So I remember once it was a hotel in Iceland that had really good reviews on one site, but then all the truthful reviews were on Google. So make sure you check more than one source.
Yes.
That hotel was not good. Is there anything else you can think of?
Not right now. I think we did a good job, but we look forward to hearing what you do
yes.
to keep yourself safe, happy, and a good night's sleep in every hotel stay.
Absolutely. And please go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And always remember, life is sweet for the bold, so adventure with us on Adventures with Dan and Tracy. Woohoo!
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.